Hey everybody, this is Ron DiMarino from MaxPro Corporation, and today we're going to talk about the hydraulic setup when it comes to hooking up a hydraulic torque wrench to a hydraulic pump. First thing I like to do is when I have all my equipment ready to be used, let's give it a once over visually. So when it comes to the pump, I'm looking at my fittings. I want to make sure that they're not bent, cracked, physically abused in any way. I want to make sure that they're really in good shape. Obviously I want to make sure my pump has oil. With the sight glass here you can see that it has oil. Again, just looking for anything that could be out of the norm when it comes to this equipment. When it comes to the hose, very important again, looking for gashes, I'm looking for nicks. I want to make sure my fittings are again in good shape. When it comes to the tool, same thing. I want to check the fittings, make sure they're not bent, cracked, broken. I'm looking at the reaction arm, making sure that it clips on properly. I'm checking my square drive, making sure that there's no cracks. Making sure that the shroud isn't dented or banged up where it would interfere with the internal mechanisms of the tool. And I'm also looking at my sticker here. This is a cal sticker. This is telling me that this tool has been calibrated. And how I know that is because I have a certificate of calibration right here. And the way you know if this cert matches this tool, you do it by the serial number. There's a serial number on this cert, which is 354369. That's the same serial number on the tool. So this cert goes to this tool and only this tool. Very important. One other thing that we have to double check on, and I want to get back to the pump real quick, is just check your cords for nicks or cuts. I should have mentioned that earlier, but it's very important that we double check that as well. So pretty much we check all our equipment, everything's looking good. Now we're ready for the hookup. What I like to do first is take my hose. As you will see, there's pretty much a male and a female end on the hose. We're going to hook it right up to the pump. And we're going to make sure when we put the fittings in that they're flush against each other. It's real important that they're flush. If they're not flush, any little gap could stop this pump from performing properly. So once I put the fittings in together, I'm just going to tighten it with my fingers, and you see how easy that is. You don't have to sit here with channel locks or pliers and crank this thing down. Okay, now we're going to go from the hose to the tool. Same idea. Male-female hookup, fittings must be flush. And you can see, I'm rolling it with my fingers. Okay. All right. Hose is hooked up to the pump and the tool. Now what we have to do is decide what our torque range is going to be. And how you figure that out is on the back of our cal certs, there's your torque chart. And for this demonstration, we're going to go to 1,000 foot-pounds. So when I look at the chart and I see 1,000 foot-pounds, to the left I'm going to see my PSI rating, and that's 3,300 PSI that I have to set this pump at. You set the pump on the way up, and you also set the pump when it's running. So I'm going to turn this pump on in a couple seconds and set the desired torque range, and then I will show you how to basically advance it with the pendant. We want to make sure, as of now, our power is off. We're going to turn it on. One other thing I want to mention is if you are using an extension cord with these type of pumps, we recommend using a heavy-duty industrial extension cord. 10 or 12 gauge should work. So I'm going to turn the pump on, and there's a reset button here first. I always hit the reset button first. I have my power switch on, then I'm going to hit run. Now, I have the pump already set at this torque range that we spoke about, but I'm going to show you how to take it back down and then go back up. So you adjust the regulator counterclockwise to bring the range down. As you'll see, the needle's barely going up. I got to take that up to 3,300 foot-pounds to hit our desired torque range. So basically, when you're running the tool, you adjust the regulator. That's just about 3,300 foot-pounds. Now what we're going to do is make sure our tool's cycling. Again, I'm hitting the run or the advance button. You're going to see the square drive turn. After it does its cycle, let go of the advance button and hit it again. Continue that until the square drive stops turning. You cannot over torque, and the tool will stop when you hit the desired torque range. When you want to stop the tool, hit the stop button on the rocker switch. Kill your power on top, and that's pretty much it. Very easy to operate. Make sure your equipment's functioning properly and you'll have no problems.